his comment about Holland in miniature, so he must
that's right, yes.
they must be seeing it.
Good.
This is Chris Keegan's photo. So well, let me find the information here. We just have settings information from Chris, which is f11, 105 millimeters, 1/125th of a second, and ISO 125. So what we have here is a food photo: lobster and what looks like filet mignon, and a glass of wine, and I'm salivating.
Yeah, the actual photos, as you know, it's a little bit higher resolution. We could like myself, I kind of zoomed in to see if the detail was there, to see how sharp it was, and it's bang on. It's nice and sharp. I suspect he probably used a tripod with this.
Oh, I would imagine you use a tripod. I mean, this is a very well planned out shot. Every element has been, I'm sure, meticulously prepared and placed for this photo. And if it's not clear to folks that this was shot with flash, just take a look at the reflection in the glass here, okay? Because what you see here is the table reflected in the glass. And this is not a criticism, by the way. I'm just pointing this out. These are like the tricks of the trade, so you can see the secret. You've got the table right here, and this white spot right here, and that white spot on the left side of the glass, those are Chris's soft boxes that were used to light up this shot.
I don't think people could see where you were pointing.
Well, if you're looking in the reflections in the glass, it's in the upper right corner of the glass and in the upper left corner of the glass, right at the edges of the table there. They look like they're square-ish shaped white spots, and those are the lights that he used. This is a stunning, stunning photo.
I love this one.
It's a beautiful restaurant photo. I think the lighting is really beautiful. That soft lighting just illuminates the entirety of the scene. Now, this is what you might call, higher key lighting, because there's not a ton of shadows going on in the shot. There's clearly shadows, right? First of all, you can see the shadow underneath the plate, and the silverware is casting some shadows. Which is not a bad thing, right? Like, I'm not saying that's a bad thing at all. Yeah, it's good because it helps, particularly the plate. It helps the plate stand apart from the clean white tablecloth. But what I love is, even though this is a higher key shot, there's just absolutely beautiful, beautiful detail. I mean, the parsley leaves, the texture of the lobster meat, the glistening juices on the lobster and the steak. You can see the grain of the meat. Everything is fantastic in this shot. And one of the things I really like, and then I'm going to stop talking so you can talk, Mark, is the way the lobster creates this really nice sort of hump shape, and then you have it, which is a more organic and a more natural looking shape, and then you have the steak, which is like in this perfect circular cylinder, which is something that again shows a nice contrast between something organic versus something that is quote unquote man controlled or man made, so to speak.
I think the aperture that he used is perfect for the shot, because the everything on the plate is in focus and nice and sharp, and you can see with the I guess it's the butter probably in the little thing on the left is starting to fade out, and in the background's all nicely blurred out, but it's enough that you can tell that it's like wine bottles. So this was actually done in a restaurant type environment.
Right. If I had to guess, I would say that's the bar back there that's being blown out of focus.
Yeah, I would agree. The only thing I can think of, and it's really, really minor, and it doesn't make or break the shot in the least bit, is just the one fork. It would have been nice if the edge of it hadn't have been cut off and all the fork was in there. Other than that, but that's just really minor, and that's really, really being nitpicky.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a problem with that, because if you look at the way the flatware is laid out, right, there's a symmetry to it. First of all, just in the flat out arrangement of it, but you've got the knives on the right hand side, and you've got the knife that's cut off by the frame on the right, and then you've got the fork that's cut off by the frame on the left. So
which those ones I don't mind, because it's because they're cut off at a decent spot, whereas the other fork is like just the corner of it is missing. But again, like I said, that's just really, really being nitpicky. Like nobody would notice it, and
nobody but you, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Like don't nobody get me wrong. It's an absolutely stellar shot.
Oh yeah. I think this was a job shot that Chris did, and I'm sure the clients were pleased because this is a really beautiful photo.
Absolutely, it's absolutely wonderful. Makes you want to go to that restaurant and eat right now.
Yeah, and I'm not a huge fan of lobster. It's not that I think lobster's horrible. It's just not my favorite thing to eat. But man, I would eat that up. Like, and Candy over on Facebook says that we're killing her with hunger. So clearly, the photo is doing its intended job, which is to get people to want to eat and ideally to go to that restaurant and eat.
It's a good thing the next picture isn't a big piece of cake or something then.
Right. All right, so let me get the next picture up.